Welcome to our Nini SR channel.
I don't know what happened between My Miracle and Hunter. Whatever happens between them, I hope it continues for more days. Last week, it was like a dream for me. A week ago, as I was ready for the second house party, My Miracle came over to my house and asked me if we could stay in and watch movies. How can I say no to her? We watched movies till midnight, a makeout few times in between, as she snuggled with me. I don't know when we were asleep, but I woke up as My Miracle was on my side and her head on my chest as she snuggled me. She went back to her place in the morning and came back as we went to our regular lunch date. She took me to a nearby gallery. We walked around that art gallery as we held hands. That was one of the best dates I had in my life. She talks about her interest in the arts and her dream to become an artist. She said that once a year she placed her works in an art gallery. She shows me some of her work on her phone. When she talked about painting, she had a beautiful glow on her face. When I asked her to paint something for me, she said she would absolutely do it for me. When we get back to my house, she stays over at my place as we watch horror movies and sleep on my couch. For a week, she kind of moved in with me. She just went back to her place to take a shower and to change her clothes. As always, we slept on my couch as she literally slept on me. When I woke in the middle of the night, I saw her on my chest as I held her to me. It was like I didn't want her to leave me for a moment. When I woke up in the morning, I saw My Miracle pour coffee into our mugs. Whenever we went out, she took me to different types of places. That's how we get a couple of mugs which were made by us. But mine was my favorite, because My Miracle made mine. I made her normal and painted it in red with black mini hearts all over. She painted mine with every color. It looks magical. She took our mugs and looked at me with a smile on her face. She walked over and sat near me and gave my mug to me. We talk about random things. Suddenly, she pushes me and makes me lean on my couch as she sits on my lap. She leans in and captures my lips with her lips. As our kiss got wild and deeper, she pulled away and pulled out my t-shirt over my head as she traced her fingers on my upper body as she kissed me. I held her by her waist and slowly put my hand in her shirt and touched her hips. She pulled away from our kiss and looked at my upper body with lustful eyes. She leans in and kisses my neck and trails off to my collarbones like plant kisses. She kissed behind my ears and nibbled as she tried to find my soft spot. I moaned out when she nibbled on a certain place behind my ear. I felt her smile on my skin as she was happy to find my soft spot. She pulled away from me and pulled out her shirt over her head. I looked at her with widened eyes. She chuckled at my reaction as she leaned in to kiss my lips again. As I kissed her back, I let my hands trace her smooth body. I never knew I would be happy like this in my life. The girl I'm in love with is on my lap and kisses me harder. It's a good thing she was in her bra, or else I don't know how crazy I would be in this situation. As my hand traced her hip. Ding. Dong. We both froze at the sound of my doorbell ringing. My Miracle pulled away from me as she looked at me with wide eyes. Ding. Dong. My Miracle looked at me like, who's that? I just shrugged my shoulders as I pulled her toward me. Ding. Dong. She rolled her eyes and got up from me and sat on the couch as she took her shirt and started to wear it. I took my t-shirt from the floor and wore it as I walked toward my front door. I opened the door to see the most irritated person in my life standing in front of me. Cock Blocker aka Hunter. This nickname really suits him. If he wasn't My Miracle best friend, I would kill him now. He says hi while singing a song in his mind. So, I can't hear his thoughts, I can only hear the song. But why? As I glared at him, My Miracle came behind me and held my arm and let him in. Since he bought us breakfast, we took seats on the kitchen island and My Miracle on my side. I don't know what happened between them, it's like they would kill each other if I let them alone. We ate our breakfast in silence, until. Nevin, what are you doing here? I mean, in Bali, he asks in mocking tune. If my miracle was not close to me, I might have heard his thoughts about me. Hunter, what are you doing here? I mean, in here, my miracle asks her friend in the same mocking tune. Oh. I just came to visit my best friend's boyfriend. But I don't remember having a best friend. I literally didn't expect my miracle to say that. I didn't know why she said that. I already apologized to you and I have even tried to make conversation with him. I don't know what you want. He said annoyingly, and started to focus on his food. You know what I want, my miracle says lowly, as much as whispered. He shook his head as he laughed and placed his phone in front of my miracle. I already signed it. It just needs your signature, he says. My miracle picked up his phone and went through something like a contract and smiled at him and signed it. You know, that's right. You're my favorite. My miracle said sweetly as she placed his phone in front of him. Oh, I know. I'm your least favorite. He scoffed at her. Since we cleared up our conflict, so Nevin, tell me why you are here. He asked as he looked at me. My miracle was also looking at me as she waited for my answer. I heard a myth about Bali from one of my friends, that if we stay in Bali more than a week, there might be a miracle that will happen in your life. That's why I'm here. I lied half. But, the miracle that is happening is the real part. It's happened to me. I'm here for my miracle. They both look at me like I'm crazy. Yes, I'm crazy about my miracle. I know I sound cheesy. Okay. Does your family know you're here? Like you're here with Loxley, he asks, raising his brows. I nodded at him. Yet. Somehow they know I'm here with Loxley. So, you took over your family business, that's why you're here with Lox. Right, he asks. Hunt. Can we talk about something else? I don't know what he meant by asking if I took over my family business. But I can clearly get he knows something about my family that I don't know. I don't know why you're asking, but I have no plan to take over my family business. I cut ties with my family when I was 16, I said to him. Okay. Hunt, you got your answer. So, can we talk about something else? My miracle asked as she placed her hand on my hand as she looked at Hunter. He nods his head and stays silent till we finish eating. He took his plate and went to wash it and dry it and place it in the cupboard and went to sit on the couch without saying anything. My miracle and I took our plates and washed them. As my miracle stood close to me, I took a step away from her to listen to Hunter's thoughts. But he kept singing a song in his mind. As I turned to look at him, he turned and looked at me and said something in his mind. The moment I heard his thoughts, my heart started to beat crazily, and my face became pale. I'm scared. I turned to see my miracle once and walked out of my house as my miracle called me. I went out and walked away from my house and went to the beach. As I feel I'm away from there, I release my breath. I didn't even know I had been held. I sit on the ground and pick up my phone to call the person who will answer every question I'm going to ask. Nick.